And welcome. You're watching the Workhorse Productions High School Football Game of the Week. Tonight is the opening round of the 2008 AAA State Football Playoffs, and tonight Cartersville is on the road as they take on St. Pius here at George Maloof Stadium in Atlanta, and it is one fantastic night for football. We are expecting heavy storms tonight, Cody, but the rain has held off, and it is a good-looking night for high school football. And here at Maloof Stadium, they'll be playing on the turf. And this is going to be something new for these Hurricanes, and it'll be very interesting to see what that speed does here tonight on the road.
Exactly. Cartersville very fast, but St. Pius, I believe they're just as fast, so they're going to match up really well.
Should be a good game. St. Pius, very well disciplined. What can we expect out of this team tonight? Well, we'll expect a team a lot like Westminster. In fact, as Coach Barden broke them down earlier this week, he said they're coached and disciplined a lot like Westminster. They run a lot like Cedartown, and they've got the intangibles of Carrollton, and this is a very good football team, a very balanced team that we will see here tonight out of St. Pius. St. Pius is the 2 seed out of Region 5. They lost the region championship in a close game last Friday night to Dunwoody. Of course, we kept you updated on that one throughout the game against Ringgold last week. Of course, the Hurricanes come in as the 3 seed after beating Ringgold last weekend in the region playoff, and the Hurricanes are coming through their traditional banner here at St. Pius High School. The Golden Lions are on a knee in their end zone, and we are just about ready to get this one underway here. It is opening round coverage of the 2008 AAA State Football Playoffs. The Hurricanes have won the toss. They have deferred to the second half, and they will put their kick team on the field, which means their defense will go on, and they will play field position. And here come the Golden Lions as they come through their banner as well, and we are just about ready to get things underway here from Maloof Stadium. I'm Scott Singer along with Cody Reese, bringing you all the play-by-play action tonight in the opening round of the state playoffs. 32 teams in AAA will vie to wear the ring at the end of the next 5 weeks, and tonight starts it all. And again, Cody, you've played in these games. How big is this for a high school kid?
This is huge. Your nerves are really pretty shot by this point, but you just have to play like you've been playing all year, play mistake-free football, and we know that looking last year, it looked very positive for Cartersville, especially the passing game. They looked very well. Donovan Tate was very efficient with his passes early in the game, and it kind of set the tone for the rest of the game.
So the key will be, will we see the team from last week, or will we see a team that's been inconsistent throughout the regular season? But again, put the pads on tonight. It's playoff time, and it's do or die. The Canes have actually been in a do or die situation the last 2 weeks, so this playoff thing really not new to them, because last week they were in a must-win situation, and the week before that they were in a must-win if they were had any chance of making the postseason. Well, we're just about ready to get this one underway. The Hurricane kick team is getting their final instructions from Kyle Tucker as he will send his special teams unit onto the field. And for the Golden Lions, they're getting their final instructions from head coach Paul Standard, and we are just about ready to get things going here at Maloof Stadium. Again, you're watching the Workhorse Productions High School Football Game of the Week. We've been with you 10 weeks in a row now. This makes 11, and Case Dittmer will put it down on the 40-yard line, and we're just about ready to get things underway here from St. Pius High School. The referees for tonight's game, David Austin will be the head ref. The umpire is Butch Carson. Brad Hobgood is the linesman. Tim Jackson is the line judge. The back judge is Jerry Kelly. The field judge is Brian Bogus, and the clock operator up here with us is Warren Vicknair. And there you have a look at the officials out of the Atlanta Peachtree Association. So Dittmer puts it down. It is a high floating kick. It will be fielded by Geno Smith at the 15. He's across the 30, still on his feet at the 35, and he'll be wrestled down right there, and that is where the Golden Lions will get their first possession. So the Golden Lions come onto the field. P.J. Standard is the quarterback. Cole Moon and Brendan Jones will be in the backfield. Cole Moon is the key to this offense and one of the more dangerous backs in the state. So at the 11:53 mark, St. Pius will start from their own 35-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. So Standard brings them up to the line. They'll come out of a wing T set. They'll send it back in motion, and this time they pitch it off on the wing. The ball is loose, and catching it in the backfield on the busted play and losing several yards, but staying with the football that time and getting wrestled down to the 29-yard line. A loss of 6 on the play that time was Christian Washington. And it was a bad pitch that time by Standard. Kind of threw it a little bit behind him, and Washington had to come back to the football. Take a look at it here on the replay.
I think our defensive line got a good push right there and allowed him to to not get that pitch in front of him right there. But he made a good effort, but he's finally, looks like he was finally taken down.
Washington did a good job of fighting through a lot of would-be tacklers, and it backs them up 6. It'll bring up 2nd and 16. They'll be back inside the 30 at the 29, and again, they'll line up in that wing T set as we near the 11-minute mark here in the opening quarter. Standard brings them up to the line, and this time they'll run the fullback dive right up the middle, and that time the ball carrier Cole Moon gets hit right at the line of scrimmage for no gain. It brings up 3rd and long, and now the Hurricane defense has the Lions where they want them, and the pressure now shifts to St. Pius to get the first down here, and it'll be 3rd and about 14 after the gain of 1 that time by Cole Moon.
This is a good tone setter for Cartersville, getting a lot of pressure on them early. Maybe they can get a good play on defense right here.
Well, the Lions will bring it up to the line. Standard will go under center. They will work out of the wing T. Cole Moon will be in at the fullback position. They send it back in motion. And this time they roll out. Standard looking downfield, throws to the backside and has it knocked away at the last second. It'll bring up 4th down. Great stop defensively that time by Justin Cooper as he comes in to break up the pass. Ball intended that time for number 12, Matt Pierce. Take a look at it here on the replay, and you see Standard rolling out. A left-handed quarterback, though, has got to throw off the opposite side and rolls out to his left. It's a tough throw to make and deflected that time by Cooper, and now the Hurricanes will get the football, and back deep to receive is Justin Cooper. Coming in to kick for the Golden Lions will be Joey Gargula. And that ball is a short kick. It'll take a Lion bounce inside the 30 down to the 28-yard line. Should I pronounce that? Gargiulo is how you pronounce that.
That was a tough one.
Couldn't find my pronunciation guide here, but
that was a tough one. But good defensive stand right there for Cartersville. And now they've got a chance to set the tone for the game.
So the Hurricanes get the Lions to go 3 and out on their first possession, and now Cartersville will get the football. The Hurricanes will start at their own 28-yard line at the 9:59 mark here in the opening quarter. Now, Coach Barden has always said that playoff football comes down to a lot of how the ball bounces when you get to this far into the season. And St. Pius dodged a huge bullet when they had a misfire in the backfield in their first possession. We'll see what happens now as the Hurricanes get the football. The Canes will line up in an offset eye. Dylan Hale in at fullback, and this time they hand off to Morgan Alex. Actually, Donovan keeps it around the right end. He's across the 40, the 45, still on his feet at the midfield stripe. Donovan has one man to beat. He's across the 30, the 20. Tate with one man to beat at the 10 will go down at the 7-yard line, and the Hurricanes are marching down the field on their opening possession.
What a play action right there. Makes the fake to Morgan Alexander and just threw off the whole team.
Take a look at it here on the replay, and a great job here by Donovan Tate. Sells the fake beautifully. Everybody goes inside, and then Donovan gets his speed on the corner, and that just makes him so dangerous. And Tate puts the Hurricanes inside the red zone down to the 8-yard line. It'll be 1st and goal for the Hurricanes offensively. So the Canes will bring it up to the line. Donovan Tate will go under center. Again, they'll work out of that offset eye. They bring twins to the right side of the formation as Justin Cooper lines up in the slot. And this time, the Canes pitch it off to Morgan Alexander. He's looking for the corner. He steps inside and pushes his way toward the goal line. He's going to be wrestled down just short of the end zone. It'll bring up 2nd and goal from about the 1. And the Hurricanes are knocking on the door with 9:20 to go here in the opening quarter.
That was an excellent job by Morgan staying behind his blockers. Here we can see as he stayed behind 61 right there, he gets wrestled down at the 1-yard line.
Colin Bennett did a good job on the lead block that time, and the Hurricanes sitting just inches away from the opening score here as the Canes bring it up to the line. Tate goes under center, again out of the eye, and this time they hand off right up the middle, and Morgan Alexander pushes at the goal line, and I don't believe he got in. It's going to bring up 3rd and goal. And a big play coming up right here for the Golden Lion defense. The Cartersville speed we thought would be a factor in this game has given them the early advantage. But again, this St. Pius team doesn't see quit in them. I guarantee you that. This is a very, very well-coached team, and they will make the necessary adjustments. The Hurricanes bring it up to the line. They line up and hand off over the middle, and diving toward the goal line. Is he in? And they're gonna blow him dead just short of the goal line. It's gonna bring up 4th and inches. They're standing right on the goal line, and I think Cartersville is gonna leave the offense on the field. That ball is just inches away. And again, you see Morgan Alexander get airborne. It looked like hard to tell if he got in. I mean, obviously
if he would have got it looks like if he would have got the ball maybe extended, he would have got it right there.
This time they go right up, and pushing his way forward that time is Donovan Tate, and he's in for 6. And the Hurricanes capitalize on their first possession. They lead it 6-0 here with 7:32 to play here in the opening quarter. So the Hurricane offense gets it in gear early. A 1-yard touchdown run by Donovan Tate, and Cartersville is in the end zone. And now Case Dittmer will come on to attempt the extra point. Snap is down, the kick is up and on the way, and it is no good. It went wide right for Dittmer, and Cartersville leads it 6-0 with 7:32 to play here in the opening quarter. You're watching the Workhorse Productions High School Football Game of the Week. We'll be right back after this. And welcome back to Maloof Stadium. You're watching the Workhorse Productions High School Football Game of the Week. 7:32 to play here in the opening quarter, and the Hurricanes have grabbed a 6-0 advantage with the missed PAT. And again, you wonder about the turf here and the kicking game. It's supposed to be good for the speed, but how does it affect your kicker who's never kicked on it before? And the Golden Lions bring that kickoff back to the 30-yard line, and that's where the Lions will start 1st and 10 on their next possession. So St. Pius takes over at the 7:26 mark here in the opening quarter. They'll work from just inside their own 30. We'll call it the 29. Great environment for high school football. If you notice, there are no stands on the opposite side of the field here, if you can see in your screen. A unique situation. I think you have the same situation at Lovett, and you have the same situation at Greater Atlanta Christian. If anybody remembers the 2001 game that Cartersville played down there. This time, the Lions pitch it outside looking for the corner, and the Hurricanes will run him down as they extend it out. And again, the Hurricane speed doing a nice job defensively that time. The ball carrier that time for the Lions was Brendan Jones. He's brought down after a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5 now, and the clock continues to move.
Looks like he was able to get that pitch out there a lot better than last time. Just led his runner and took over from there.
So the Golden Lions will bring it up to the line. They'll split a wide receiver wide to the right side of the formation. That's Homrick. And we got a penalty flag on the field. Looks like could be a delay of game or some movement. It's false start against the Lions, and that'll back them up 5. So that negates the 5 yards they had on the opening series. And I'm surprised to see that St. Pius has made some mental mistakes in their first 2 possessions.
Exactly. We talked about them being a very disciplined team. And looking from the game last week against Dunwoody, they looked disciplined, especially towards the end of the game.
So the Lions will bring it up to the line. 6:37 to play here in the opening quarter. They pitch it around the right end looking for the corner there to get outside, and the Hurricanes close quickly. Nice job defensively, and the Hurricane speed shows up that time. Brings up 3rd and a long 7 for the Golden Lions, and another 3rd down opportunity here for them, and they'll need to convert here.
Justin Cooper comes from deep in the secondary, makes a great hit on Brendan Jones.
So the Lions bring it up to the line. They'll work from the near hash mark here, moving left to right on your screen. 6:05 to play here in the opening quarter. PG Standard brings them up to the line, out of the wing tee, and this time he'll keep it on play action as he rolls out, looks down the field, throws toward the corner, and that ball is incomplete. In and out of the hands that time of Jordan Longoria, and the Hurricanes have forced another punt. And again, the Golden Lions coming back, they go play action on 3rd down. 2nd series in a row they've done that. And this time they roll out to the left side. And Longoria almost had it, but again, a great job defensively by Elijah Martinez, who came in to break that one up. So the Hurricanes back deep to receive now, and Justin Cooper will get an opportunity. He is very dangerous with the football. Hasn't had a lot of returns recently. And the Lions kick that one off the side of the foot of the punter, and it will die right at the 45-yard line. So the Hurricanes will start with excellent field position here in their second possession, and we'll see what happens offensively now.
Another great stand by Cartersville's defense. A few good plays right there by Justin Cooper. And now, like you said, we do have great field position.
So the Hurricanes will bring the play from the sidelines. Donovan Tate comes in, calls the play in the huddle, and they'll bring it up to the line. Hurricanes will again line up with that offset eye. Jarvis McAfee split wide to the top of your screen. And this time they pitch it off to Alexander. He's looking for the corner. He reverses his field and gets outside, catches a block, now turns upfield at the midfield stripe and dives across the 45 down to the 44-yard line. A gain of 12 on first down, and the Hurricanes will move the sticks. So Cartersville really showing their speed here in their second possession.
Looking right here, Morgan Alexander goes to the right, doesn't see any daylight. So he goes back to the left, breaks a couple tackles, and makes a good 11-yard run.
So Donovan Tate comes from the sidelines with the play. The Hurricanes will line up. It'll be 1st and 10 from just inside the 44 of the Golden Lions. 5:28 to play here in the opening quarter. The Canes will bring it up to the line. Alexander lines up in the slot. Jamie Jackson, the lone setback, and this time the Canes will come out of the shotgun. Tight end to the right side of the formation, and we got a penalty flag. It's thrown by the back judge. We're going to have a delay of game, I think, on the Canes. So that'll back them up 5, and it'll bring up 2nd and 15 now for the Canes, so they make their first mistake of the game. Again, we've seen Cartersville actually undefeated on the road this year. They are 5-0 on the road, 2-3 at home this season. So when I asked Coach Barton how he felt going on the road, he's like, hey, we're undefeated. I'm just glad we're there. Canes come out of the shotgun, and this time Tate drops back under play action, has some time, throws it deep, has a receiver, and Cooper will come back to the football, and that ball is incomplete. Morgan Alexander also in the area. 2 Hurricanes right there going for it, and it'll bring up 3rd and 15. We see again Donovan rolling out, has some time. Didn't have a good open receiver that time. A lot of blue jerseys around him into quadruple coverage, 2 receivers, and when Morgan brought his defenders in there, it just created a pile of mess, and Canes lucky.
Just went right into him right there.
2nd and 15 the call. The Canes will bring it up to the line. Jamie Jackson is the lone setback. They'll spread it out a little bit. 3 wide, and this time Tate rolls out. Under some pressure now, rolls to his right and tucks it. And Tate will get across the midfield stripe and be brought down at about the 48-yard line, and that will bring up 3rd down.
Big play right here for the Canes. A chance to get really ahead in the game and get the momentum definitely on their side. As successful as Cartersville was in the passing game, we're probably going to see a pass right here for sure.
Well, the Canes will break the huddle and bring it up to the line. Morgan Alexander and Jarvis McAfee split wide to the left side of your formation. The top of the screen is Reggie Douglas and Jamie Jackson, the lone setback. And this time they run a draw right up the middle, and Jackson is loose. He's got the 1st down and a couple more down to the 30-yard line, and the Lions didn't see that coming. Great job up the middle. An 18-yard carry that time for Jamie Jackson, and the Hurricanes will move the sticks. And just when the Lion defense thought they had the Canes up against the ropes, they break out with a nice draw play right up the middle, and Jamie Jackson gets his first carry of the game, and you see his speed in the open field. And the Hurricanes start to move the sticks a little bit.
Definitely, Scott. I spoke too soon on that one, and they threw off the St. Pius lines right.
First and 10, the call. The Canes will bring it up to the line. They're going to run two wide receivers to the left side of the formation. Dylan Hale in at fullback. Jamie Jackson, the tailback. And they give it to him around the left end. Jackson looking for the corner, steps inside and pushes his way at the 25 down to the 20 and down inside the 20 to the 19-yard line. And the Hurricanes will move the sticks again. A pickup of 12 that time for Jamie Jackson. And the Hurricanes will move the chains. Third first down in this possession. Sixth play coming up right here. 3:49 to go here in the opening quarter, and the clock stops momentarily while they reset the chains, and the Hurricanes getting it done on that first possession.
Excellent effort by Jamie Jackson.
Canes will bring it up to the line. They're going to run twins to the right side of the formation. And again, Tate under center. Long snap count, now changes the play at the line. Tight end to the left side of the formation. They'll run out of the eye. This time, little play to the flat, and it's incomplete. That time intended for Justin Cooper, and it goes incomplete, and the clock stops with 3:25 to play here in the opening quarter. And it'll bring up second and 10.
As a quarterback on that play, you want to get the ball as quick as possible out to Justin Cooper so he can, as he showed especially last week, the yards after catch. He did an excellent job of that.
So 3:25 to play here in the opening quarter, and it'll bring up second and 10 for the Canes. And Cartersville doesn't like the set defensively, and they're going to talk things over with head coach Frank Barton, and we'll take a break as well. 3:25 to play here in the first. We'll be right back after this. And welcome back. You're watching the Workhorse Productions High School Football Game of the Week. 3:25 to go here in the opening quarter, and the Hurricanes come off the timeout. They'll bring it up to the line. Three wide receivers. Tight end to the right side of the formation, and Tate comes out of the shotgun. He sends Morgan Alexander in motion, and this time the Canes drop back. They throw it out in the flat, and Jackson is wide open at the 10, the 5, and he's going to be knocked out of bounds at the 1-yard line, and the Hurricane offense continues to move up and down the field. That time an 18-yard pickup from Donovan Tate to Jamie Jackson. It'll be first and goal for the Canes. Donovan Tate gets the call from the sidelines. You see the replay there as Jackson just goes out of bounds just shy of the goal line. It'll be first and goal for the Canes, and they'll work from the 2-yard line. Cartersville brings it up to the line. They're going to run out of the eye. Morgan Alexander and Dylan Hale in the backfield, and Donovan Tate goes under center, and this time he hands off right up the middle, and Morgan Alexander is hit hard. And he'll lose a yard or two on the play, brings up 3rd and 4. Actually lost 2 yards on the carry. Take a look at it here on the replay from the 2-yard line. And Morgan goes right up the middle, and boy, he's hit by a plethora of blue jerseys right there at the line of scrimmage. So the Hurricanes bring it up to the line. They'll go with a 1-back set. 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Jackson out in the flat, and this time pitches it off, catches it on the fly, and dives toward the goal line, and is he in? He is, and the Hurricanes are in the end zone. Second score of the game here in the first quarter, and the Hurricanes have grabbed a 12-0 advantage. Take a look at it here on the replay, and a great play right here. And look at this catch here. Look at the athleticism of Jamie Jackson. That pitch way high, just one-hands it, pulls it in, and Jackson, who has grown up here in the last few weeks of the season, does a nice job of pushing that one toward the goal line. Very late signal there by the line judge, and the Hurricanes will bring it up to the line. They're going to go for the 2-point conversion here after the missed PAT the first time, and the Canes drop back to pass. Tate in big trouble, rolls out, has a receiver wide open, and is in for 2, and Jarvis McAfee catches the 2-point conversion, and the Hurricanes have grabbed a 14-0 advantage here in quarter number 1. We'll take a quick break and come back with the kickoff. 2:31 to play here in the opening quarter, and the Hurricanes have struck early. And welcome back. 2:31 to go here in the opening quarter, and the Hurricanes lead it 14-0. And Cartersville's going to switch it up here on the kickoff return. St. Pius bringing 3 backs back now, and now they'll switch sides of the field with their return team as well. Matt Pierce and Silwin Mala switch ends of the field. And this time they will kick it deep, trying to get it in the hands of Pierce. He fields it at the 21, and he'll try to get to the corner, and the Hurricanes are there to wrestle him down, but he pushes his way outside across the 40, out to about the 42-yard line, and the Lions have their best field position of the night. So St. Pius will start at the 42 with 2:23 to play here in the opening quarter. And Cody, the Hurricanes have gotten what they've wanted on their first two possessions. Now a huge defensive effort coming up right here. And if they can, they've got kind of St. Pius on the ropes right now. If they can get a big stop defensively for the third consecutive time, it would really be a huge momentum boost for the Canes right now.
Exactly, Scott. They're putting a lot of pressure on St. Pius, and this is probably the best field position they've had all night.
Moon gets loose across the 40, stays on his feet to the 30, and will be wrestled down at the Hurricane 25-yard line. And just as quickly as we could say it, St. Pius is moving down the field. A pickup of 32 yards on the carry. And St. Pius is knocking on the door. A big first down right there, and they are into Cartersville territory for the first time tonight. They'll work from the Hurricane 26-yard line. Great run right up the middle that time by Cole Moon. So PG Standard brings them up to the line. He'll run out of that wing T set. Send it back in motion, and this time he keeps it himself up the middle and is going to be hit after a short gain. It'll bring up second and about 8. 2 yards that time for Standard. And that'll, they might have gotten 3 on that carry. It'll bring up second and short 7.
Standard made a good read right there as far as pulling it from the fullback, but he had nowhere to go. Excellent coverage by Cartersville.
The clock continues to run here in the opening quarter. 1:30 to play, and the Lions are on the move. Out of that wing T set again. This time they'll send it back in motion, and they run the option down the left side. The Hurricanes stretch it out and stop it after a short gain, if any. Nice job that time defensively by the Canes to come in and crack down on the wingback that time. Christian Washington, the ball carrier, gained maybe a half a yard on the play, very little if any, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 6, and another huge play coming up right here, although the Lions may be in 4-down territory right here. So St. Pius breaks the huddle and brings it up to the line. They'll run twins to the right side of the formation. They'll come out of the eye for the first time tonight as Standard goes under center. And now I believe the Lions are going to, I don't know if we have an equipment issue or.
I think they're trying to back Cartersville up. I believe they just gave Coach Borden a warning.
Okay. Sideline warning on the Kings. No flag came out, so it's
no.
Usually the first flag is the warning, so maybe that just might have been a verbal warning. I don't know if that one counts or not. Standard under center, out of the eye, and this time he keeps it himself, tries to get out in the corner, and the Canes are right there to defend it. Ball is loose, and the Canes have come up with it, and that is a huge change of events, and did they whistle him down? No, they didn't. It's going to be Cartersville football, and the Hurricanes have taken over. So the first turnover of the game goes in the Hurricanes' favor, and you see it here on the replay, and Standard just steps inside and loses the football on the way down. It popped out. And JoJo Williams is right there to pick it up. And the Hurricanes are in business, and that will be the last play of the first quarter. Cartersville leading it 14-0. We'll take a quick break and come back. You're watching the Workhorse Productions High School Football Game of the Week. And welcome back. You're watching the Workhorse Productions High School Football Game of the Week. Hurricanes with the football, now moving left to right on your dial as we start the second quarter. And the Hurricane offense, who has been pretty much unstoppable in their first two possessions, will now face what adjustments Coach Standard has made, and we'll see how the Canes do here on series number 3. Cartersville, the beneficiaries of a huge turnover, and they bring it up to the line. They'll go tight end to the left side of the formation. They're going to go 3 wide. They'll go wing to the right side of the formation. 3 wide receivers. They drop back and throw it in the flat, and that time it's intercepted, popped in and out of the hands of Charles Chisholm, and the Lions take over inside the 30, and that is a huge change of events, and that is not what the doctor ordered for the Hurricanes offensively, and that is a huge momentum changer. Charles Chisholm had that ball in the flat with room to run. It was perfectly placed, and he couldn't hang on. Hits him right in the belly and loses it and just pops out and pops into the hands that time of Selwyn Mala. And a big change of events here on the field, and that's going to bring up 1st and 10 back the other way. So the second turnover of the game goes the other way, and now St. Pius, with their best field position of the night, will start from the Cartersville 25. They pitch it out on the wing, looking for the corner, and the Hurricanes are there to stop it. Great play that time by Justin Cooper to come from the corner and spread out the play that time. The ball carrier, Brendan Jones, caught trying to get outside and can't get there. It'll bring up 2nd and 9. Might have gotten a yard on the play, and we're nearing the 11.5-minute mark here in the second quarter.
Scott, this Brendan Jones kid, he looks pretty fast, and that's a good job by Justin Cooper to not allow him to get to the outside.
St. Pius brings it up to the line. They'll work from the far hash mark, wide side of the field in front of them, and they will bring it up to the line. Wing tee set. And again, standard under center, rolls back under play action, has some time, throws it toward the end zone, and that ball caught inside the 10 down at the 5-yard line. Big pickup that time by number 85, Jordan Longoria. And Longoria comes away with a big push inside the red zone down to the 5-yard line. And that time he had 2 receivers in range, and he took the shorter route. And Longoria with a nice catch inside the 10, gets wrestled down at about the 6-yard line, and the Lions will bring it up to the line of scrimmage. Again, they'll run out of that wing tee set, and Standard comes under center. He's going to send it back in motion, and this time keeps it himself, and he's going to get caught right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. Brings up 2nd and goal. Cartersville has struggled with option teams all season long, but tonight they're going back to the Cartersville of the late 90s and in the early turn of the century, where they seem to really dominate teams that ran option football. And they're doing it tonight by controlling all 3 phases of the option, and everybody's getting hit, and that has been the difference in tonight's game. Plus, being able to streak it out and extend the field always helps the defense. Full house backfield now for the Lions. It'll be 2nd and 6. First time we've seen this look tonight, and the Lions hand off up the middle, and Moon pushes his way inside the 5 down to about the 3-yard line, a gain of maybe 2 or 3 on the play, and it's going to bring up 3rd and goal. 3rd and goal from the 2, so give him almost 4 yards on the carry. And we're inside 10 minutes to play here in the first half. Cole Moon, a just bruising back, lines up in that fullback position. Again, they'll come out of that wishbone set. Again, Standard will go back under center. And this time hands off to Moon right up the middle, and he's going to get hit right at the line of scrimmage, brought down. No gain on the play, and now the Lions are going to have to make a decision. Do they go for the points, or do they try to punch one in?
Excellent job by VJ Canny making a stand right there. He sizes up pretty good with Moon.
Moon might have gotten a yard on the play, if any. I guess he did get about a yard because they'll work from the 1 now. So it'll be 4th and goal from the 1, and the Lions are not quitting here. They're going to leave the offense on the field. Now they're going to call for a timeout. They'll talk it over. We'll take a break as well. Inside 9 minutes to play here in the opening half. Hurricanes lead at 14-0, but the Lions are knocking on the door. We'll be right back after this. And welcome back. After the timeout, the Lions will bring it up to the line. Inside 9 minutes to play here in the opening half. Standard will bring them up to the line. They will work with that full house set again. And this time they keep it right up the middle, and Moon punches his way in for 6. And the Golden Lions have rallied. Their first score of the night comes with 8:56 to play here in the second quarter. And again, we'll take a look at it here on the replay, and they just punch it in. Moon doing a nice job of just going over the top, and a big play right there. And again, that offense with that back should be able to get a yard anytime they need it. So coming in to attempt the extra point will be Joey Gargulo. And that one is up and in, and it's a 14-7 game. We'll be right back after this. And welcome back. 8:56 to play here in the second quarter, and the Hurricane return team will come onto the field for the first time tonight.
Yeah, Cartersville right there, they could have put the score up by 3, Could have had 3 scores on St. Pius, but the big turnover really switched the momentum and got St. Pius right back in the game.
So coming up right now, a huge possession for the purple and gold. The last thing they want to do is go 3 and out and give all the momentum back to St. Pius. The Golden Lions will kick it off from the 40. See what the Lions do right here. Joey Gargiulo gets his foot into this one. It is a deep floating kick, and that one will go into the end zone for the touchback, and the Hurricanes will not get a return. So Gargiulo puts that one into the end zone, and the Hurricanes will take over with 8:56 to play here in the second quarter. And a big possession coming up here because the purple and gold will also get the football to start the second half. So you want to eat as much time and get down there. And again, Cartersville could put up a score here. This would be a huge possession.
8 minutes left. They definitely have enough time to eat off the clock.
Canes will bring it up to the line, that offset eye, and this time they hand off to Morgan Alexander, who looks like he shot out of a cannon, turns it loose at the 35, the 40, gets to the corner at the midfield stripe and out of bounds in St. Pius territory down to the 44-yard line of the Golden Lions, and the Hurricane arsenal just continues to fire.
Well, forget eating the clock. Morgan Alexander shot through there like a cannon.
34 yards on the, actually 35 yards on the pickup. They'll spot it right at the 45-yard line. So a huge pickup for the purple and gold. And you see Morgan Alexander just getting in the open field and knocking him out of bounds right number 82, Zach Rutherford. 8:54 to play here in the first half. Canes will bring it up to the line. Offset eye, twins to the right side of the formation. They pitch it out to Jamie Jackson, who's looking for the corner, and he's going to get stood up right after crossing the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten 2 on the carry. It'll bring up 2nd and 8. Jackson looked like ran about 30 yards to get 2 that time as he stretched it out. And the Lions now taking a page out of the Hurricane playbook and doing a nice job of extending the field and slowing down the speed.
They've got it looking at the replay right here. Jamie Jackson looking for the outside. It looks like Brian G comes up, makes an excellent tackle. That's a textbook tackle.
Brian Gee in on the tackle. 8 minutes to go here in the second quarter. Twins to the right, 1 to the left. Tate out of the shotgun. He drops back to pass, has some time, throws it to the backside, has Justin Cooper, and it's incomplete. That time had to catch it off the turf, and it brings up 3rd and 8. And now big play here for the Kings. 7:48 to play here in the second quarter. Again, the clock stops, so as you said, forget running out the clock, just running it down, trying to knock some time off this clock. Big play coming up right here for the Canes. Cartersville brings it up to the line. McAfee and Cooper will be split wide to the left side of the formation. Jamie Jackson lines up in the tailback position and Morgan Alexander in the slot. And this time they roll out under play action. They've got time. They throw it over the top. Morgan Alexander wide open for 6, and he catches it on a dime, and the Hurricanes are in the end zone. They stroke up 20 points here with 7:41 to play here in the second quarter, and it doesn't get a whole lot prettier than that as Donovan Tate just laid that one on a platter for him, and he just rolled right under it, and that is a next level play right there. That ball is 50 yards in the air on a tight line, and just extending for it that time is Morgan Alexander, and the Hurricanes are starting to click offensively. 7:41 to play here in the opening half, and the Hurricanes will try to tack on the extra point. The kick is up and on the way, and it is good. Cartersville has grabbed a 21-7 advantage. We'll take a quick break and come back. You're watching the Workhorse Productions High School Football Game of the Week. 7:41 to play here in the first half, and the Hurricanes have grabbed a 21-7 lead. And Cody, we talked about the momentum swing, and that was huge. You come back, you make a mistake offensively, it turns into a score for St. Pius, and then you come right back and throw 6 the other way. And Donovan Tate is really starting to get control of this offense.
A lot of pressure on St. Pius right here before the half.
Dittmer kicks that one to the 35, and they will take a knee right there at the 35, and that's where St. Pius will take over. .7:39 to play here in the first half, and again, now a big possession for St. Pius because they've got to answer now to get some of that momentum back.
Exactly. Cartersville playing very good defense here in the first half.
7:39 to play here in the first half. They'll come out of a wing tee set this time as Standard rolls back. Now they run a crisscross underneath on a little misdirection, and getting in the open field that time was Christian Washington, and a huge pickup for the Golden Lions. 22 yards on the carry. 7:32 to go here, and the clock will start when they reset the chains. And you see Washington just blowing through the hole. But again, the Cartersville defense and Justin Cooper coming back. And against some teams, that would have been a touchdown. But the Cartersville secondary closes nicely. Standard brings them up to the line. 7:20 to go here in the first half. And this time, Standard pitches it out on the wing, and getting to the corner and outside that time was number 19, Brendan Jones, and he picks up about 7 there on first, actually maybe 6 on the carry, brings up 2nd and 4. And now the Lions are playing the type of football offensively they want to play, get into short situations, get 6-7 on first down, and then get the defense back on their heels on a 2nd and short.
This is a pretty good option team, a lot of fakes. Cartersville has to stay with their men throughout this game if they're going to stop them.
Well, Standard brings them up to the line. Again, they'll work out of that wing tee set. They'll send Washington in motion, and this time they pitch it out to him on the wing, and the Canes are there to meet him. He avoids initial contact and pushes his way for maybe an extra yard. He was caught behind the line of scrimmage and might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, brings up 3rd and 4, and now a big play for the Hurricane defense. 6:20 to play here in the first half. And again, St. Pius is used to playing 4 quarters. This is a very well-conditioned football team that has won games in the 3rd and 4th quarter. So there is no panic on Paul Standard's sideline, I can guarantee you that. The Lions bring it up to the line of scrimmage. They will work out of the wing tee. PG Standard goes under center. Out of that wing tee set again, wide receiver split wide to the left side of the formation. This time they run it around the left end, looking for the corner, and the Canes are there to meet him. Just shy of the first down marker. It'll bring up 4th and a short 2, and we'll see what the Lions choose to do here. I think they would probably leave the offense on the field, being that they're at the Cartersville 35, and now a huge play coming up right here. It'll be almost a goal line set right here as the Canes come in, and a nice job by B.J. Canny. It's closed off by Tyler Blackwell. 4th and short. Well, I can guarantee you who's going to get the football right here. Cole Moon lines up in that fullback spot. We'll see. They send it in motion, and they keep it. Actually, the quarterback keeps it himself, and he's going to push forward for the first down. Nice job of selling the fake that time. The entire defense was playing on Moon. They hit him right at the line of scrimmage, and Standard just pulled it right back out on the option and did a nice job of pushing that through into the second phase.
That was an excellent read by PG Standard. He seen that everybody was coming down on Moon, and he just pulled the football and had a pretty good gain.
4:55 to play here in the opening half, and St. Pius trying to answer the Hurricanes' 3 touchdowns here in the first half. It has been all Canes since the get-go. Cartersville up by 14, and Standard will go under center, 1st and 10. This time, hands off up the middle, and Moon gets hit right at the line of scrimmage. Might have gotten a yard on the play. We'll see where the spot is. Actually, they're not going to give him anything. It'll bring up 2nd and 10, and that clock continues to move. We're inside 4.5 minutes to play here in the second quarter.
Excellent tackle by Tyler Higgins, covering Moon up at the line of scrimmage.
And we got
some confusion on the field.
Timeout call on the field, and we will take a break as well. 4:10 to play here in the first half. Cartersville leading it 21-7. We'll take a quick break and come back. You're watching the Workhorse Productions High School Football Game of the Week. And welcome back. 4:04 to play here in the second quarter, and the clock will start to run. And here they send it back in motion, and this time under play action. They drop back and throw to the flat, and that ball almost intercepted. Back to try to pick that one off was Joel Newton for the Canes, and he had it sitting on a tee for him back there, but had to reverse and make that catch over his shoulder and couldn't come up with it. Take a look at it again on the replay. Looks like just a miscommunication or a missed route here, Cody.
Yeah, if he drops back, throws it up there. If he would have laid it up there a little bit more, Brendan Jones had plenty of daylight.
So the Lions will bring it up to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd and 10, and now a big play for both sides. Now they'll run out of a Delaware set. This is when you got the two backs offset in the backfield, almost like a veer. No wing this time. They drop back to pass, and this time Standard rolling out to his right, has some time, now throws it down the middle of the field, has a receiver, and it's caught inside the 15, and a penalty flag comes out late. We'll see what the call is. Roughing the passer on the Canes. That'll be 15 and half the distance to the goal line. So a tough break here for the purple and gold. So the ball will be spotted inside the 10. So 3:42 to play here in the second quarter, and the Golden Lions are knocking on the door. They'll work from the Hurricane 6. It'll be 1st and goal. So St. Pius brings it up to the line. And again, PG Standard steps inside, sends Washington in motion, and now keeps it himself as he pushes toward the 5-yard line. A gain of 1 on the play brings up 2nd and goal, and the clock will continue to run. We're inside 3.5 minutes to play here in the second quarter.
Looking at the replay, PG looking right there. Number 47 coming down on the fullback. Pulls it out, makes a good read, but unable to pitch the ball to the running back.
3:09 to play here in the second quarter, and the Lions will bring it up to the line. They'll work out of the wing tee. Wide receiver split very wide to the left side of the formation, and this time Standard keeps it himself again as he pushes inside the 5 down to about maybe the 3-yard line. And it's going to set up 3rd and goal. And we're inside 2:40 to play here in the first half.
Scott, when you're trying to run the option in the red zone, it's very tough because you've got the linebackers. A lot of the safeties playing a lot closer than usual. And I believe that's what's hurting St. Pius right now.
Hurricanes make a change defensively. Checking into the game, they go with a little bigger set. Joel Newton checks out. Checking in is TJ Turner. And Standard will bring it up to the line. Again, out of that wing tee set, they send it back in motion. Standard keeps it himself, looks for the corner, and dives into the end zone for 6. And the Golden Lions have answered. It's 21-13, and we will await the extra point. A 3-yard touchdown run, and Standard did a nice job of running the option this time. And the Hurricanes make a mistake. Nobody covers the quarterback. They all go inside. And again, that was one of the first misreads you've seen by the Hurricanes defensively tonight. And you see it up front.
PG did an excellent job of selling the fake and was able to get into the end zone.
Joey Gargiulo now comes in to attempt the extra point. And this kid has some kind of leg. Let me tell you, we saw it on the last kickoff. He sent one into the end zone, something you don't see that often in high school football. Snap is down, the kick is up and on the way, and it is good, and St. Pius has pulled within 7 with 2:04 to play here in the first half. We'll take a quick break and come back with the kickoff. You're watching the Workhorse Productions High School Football Game of the Week. And welcome back. 2:04 to play here in the second quarter. Canes leading it 21-14, but the Golden Lions refusing to go down in this one. They've trailed by 14 twice, and they have been able to rebound. And they pull it The first score for the Golden Lions off a Cartersville miscue. And they had an interception deep in their own territory that set up the score, and now a deep floating kick will be fielded inside the 5, and the Hurricanes will bring it out. Tyler Blackwell with the football, gets in the open field, and he's across the 20 out to about the 23-yard line, and that's where the Hurricane offense will take its place.
Cartersville's got a good chance of taking a 2-score lead going into the half and also getting the ball after the half, so this could definitely hurt St. Pius.
Big opportunity right here for the Canes. 1:56 to play here in the second quarter. The Canes will bring it up to the line, and Cartersville will run out of the eye. And this time, they'll hand off right up the middle to Morgan Alexander, who tries to cut it loose outside. Turns, catches a block, tries to get to the corner, and nowhere to go. Now reverses his field, steps inside the 20 and out to about the 23-yard line. And boy, that will keep a coach up late at night on both sides of the football. Coach Barden probably screaming, no, no, no. And Coach Standard very worried because when he made that final cut, he had one man to beat.
He ran 30 yards to get back to the line of scrimmage, but it made a lot of people miss that cut he made right there.
A great job on the tackle that time by number 56, Eli Nasser. And if he doesn't come up with that play and he gets another step by, he had a lane to move with.
He had 2 people to beat.
2nd and 10. We're nearing a minute to play here in the first half, and the Hurricanes will run it right up the middle. And again, a nice job just keeping the ball on the ground. And I don't think the Canes are going to try to do anything fancy here. I think they're going to be happy to head to the locker room. But actually, St. Pius is now going to make them try to get something going. 57 seconds to go, and the Golden Lions will call a timeout. We'll take a quick break as well. You're watching the Workhorse Productions High School Football Game of the Week. We'll be right back after this. And welcome back. 57 seconds to play here in the first half, and the Hurricane offense will face a 3rd and 9, and now Cartersville was just trying to kill the clock here a little bit, and the Golden Lions are now going to force them to run a play. And Cartersville may have to go airborne on this one, because if not, they would be punting to St. Pius with some time on the clock. And this time they do run it up the middle, and Morgan Alexander tries to get to the corner, and he's going to be very near the first down marker, but I think he's going to come up about a yard and a half short. And the clock will run inside 45 seconds to play, and I think the Lions are going to call a timeout. And they do. So St. Pius is going to force the Hurricanes to make some plays here with 45 seconds to play here in the first half. And now the Hurricane punt team will most likely come onto the field, and we will take a quick break and bring it back to you when they return. You're watching the Workhorse Productions High School Football Game of the Week. And welcome back. 45 seconds to play here in the first half. Cartersville leading at 21-14, and Colin Barber gets his first look tonight as the Hurricanes are going to be forced to punt. Barber standing back inside his own 20. Loses the football, and the ball is on the ground, and St. Pius is going to take over with excellent field position. And now the Golden Lions, with just 40 seconds to play in the first half, have an excellent opportunity. And again, Cartersville just kind of relaxing there in the first half, and that's why when they got the big stops, and now you get a bad snap up there to Barber, and a huge change of events. Second big mistake for the Canes mentally, and this one may cost them, because instead of going into the locker room with a nice lead, now St. Pius has an opportunity to get something going.
Big defensive stand by Cartersville.
This time they run back, and the Canes come in on the corner blitz that time, and a great job coming off the wing that time by Joel Newton, and he just takes him to the turf. A great job defensively that time, and the clock stops with 35 seconds to go, and that will be the final timeout for the Golden Lions. And we'll take a quick break and come back. You're watching the Workhorse Productions High School Football Game of the Week. And welcome back to Maloof Stadium. You're watching the Workhorse Productions High School Football Game of the Week. After the sack by Newton, it is a loss of 7 on the play, brings up 2nd and 17, and the Lions will be backed up to the Hurricane 28-yard line. And this time, Standard will come out of the shotgun. He drops back to pass, has some time, looks over the middle, throws it over the top, and that ball toward the end zone and almost picked off that time, and it goes incomplete. It'll bring up 3rd and 17. And with 29 seconds to play here in the first half, big play coming up right here. And you may be at that, what would that be, 44-yard field goal from there? That may be in the range of the kicker. Gargiulo has a monster foot.
Yeah, they may be looking to just kind of get, not really a first down, but kind of get towards the midfield so they can kick a field goal.
Standard again out of the shotgun, drops back to pass, has some time now, lays it up, has a receiver, has a step, and it's incomplete. Right in and out of the hands that time of the intended receiver, Zach Rutherford. And now it brings up 4th down, and boy, did the Hurricanes dodge a bullet on that play.
They were going for the home run. Looking at the replay, drops back, not towards the middle of the field, but all the way to the end zone and right through the hands.
Rutherford got a step that time on the defensive back, and they're going to try for this one. This will be a 45-yard attempt for Gargiulo, and this would be huge. He's got the leg. I saw him on the kickoff. A 45-yarder. Snap is down. The kick is up and on the way, and that ball is going to go. It's through. It's good. And Gargiulo hits from 45 yards out to make it a 21-17 game with just 18 seconds to play in the first half. And we'll take a quick break and come back with the kickoff. You're watching the Workhorse Productions High School Football Game of the Week. And welcome back, and there you see Kyle Tucker, and I think the respect was earned. That sucker could kick in high school. Kyle Tucker has the longest field goal in the history of Cartersville High School at 49 yards. Kicked it at Lumpkin County in the 1998 season. And as upset as he probably is at his team, he's got to tip his hat to Gargiulo, because that is a monster kick right there. And now the momentum starting to switch a little bit. Now Cartersville has an opportunity to get some back. Probably not on this possession. They'll probably try to just end this half as fast as possible. We'll go to timeout call, or a whistle on the play. I want to see what the call was.
I'm not sure if anybody really knows. Whistle was blown by the head referee.
Inadvertent whistle, or was it no, they're going to back him up to the 35, so they must have been offsides. No penalty flag came out, but I guess it was understood. No, they're going to leave him at the no, they're bringing him back now.
That's probably where he needs to be kicking from anyway.
Yeah. So Gargiulo will put it down where he'll be kicking on Saturdays from at some point. How old is he? A junior. Wow, he got a whole nother year before all 141 pounds of him. And he sends that one just a little end-over-end kick, and it'll be fielded by the Canes at the 40. Elijah Martinez picks it up right there, and with 17 seconds to play in the first half. And again, Cartersville can decline this and take the ball right there at the 40. Or maybe you can't. Maybe that's a dead ball foul. I don't know. See, Gargiulo's one of those kickers that kind of put wherever he wants. He's almost like a golfer on the turf, and he can. I mean, I'm sure he's a soccer player or something like that, and he's.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a talented foot, and every time he kicks, it's dangerous. It's a weapon for St. Pius because he can just punt one up, and this is high school football. You don't practice this a ton, and
he's looking like he can put it wherever he wants.
And he can just kind of. I mean, he's going to look for little holes in the Cartersville return team right here, like right around the midfield P. There's a huge hole right now, and that's just the way you line up. But he's going to try to throw it in there and create confusion, and that's what he's going to try to do here. You just saw it on that last kick. Now he'll kick from where the pros kick, and he sends this one end over end. Again, he's kicking to a corner, and the Hurricanes pick this one up, and Martinez dropped it and then called for the fair catch. So The Canes will start at the 30-yard line. I would not expect them to do anything.
You got to play safe football right here. 14 seconds left. Go into the half and come out with the ball. Gargiula kicked the ball 3 times right there.
It should have been a penalty. If Cartersville called for a fair catch, that should have been a penalty right there because you can't. Well, I wonder why they whistled it down. Has to be one or the other. Has to be it's either he can run with it or. And now Donovan Tate will take a knee, and that will do it as we head to the locker room. Cartersville leading it 21-17. And we'll head to the half, and we have seen a good 24 minutes of football, another 24 on the way. Stay tuned. You're watching the Workhorse Productions High School Football Game of the Week. This is coverage of the first round of the 2008 AAA State Football Playoffs. We'll be right back after this. And welcome back. You're watching the Workhorse Productions High School Football Game of the Week as we get ready to start the second half. Cartersville leading at 21-17, and Cody, it has been a back-and-forth game. Cartersville's led from the get-go, but the momentum probably in the hands of St. Pius right now. But Cartersville with a huge opportunity right here, and this drive, I think, may be as important as any when they get the football here to start the third quarter.
Like you said, this is not a one-sided game. A lot of momentum changes, a few turnovers, but Cartersville has the chance to be up 2 scores here right after the half as they're getting the ball.
St. Pius did a nice job of calling timeouts, getting the ball back, and then a Cartersville miscue led to a 45-yard field goal to end the Cartersville miscue on the punt, led to a 45-yard field goal on the next possession by St. Pius. And St. Pius did a nice job of, Coach Barton was just going to go to the locker room, was comfortable keeping it on the ground, and St. Pius said, not on our watch. So the Golden Lions will kick this one end over end. It'll be fielded by Martinez at the 31, and that's where Cartersville will take over 1st and 10. So the Hurricanes with the football here to start the second half, and as we always talk about it, the first and last 3 minutes of each half seem to be the most important 6 minutes of each half, and this one coming up right here is huge. Cartersville will start on their own 31-yard line with no time off the clock here in the third quarter.
Cartersville needs to put together a long, clean draft as they start from the 30-yard line.
Canes will bring it up to the line. They'll work out of that offset eye, wide receiver to each side, and they run the draw play up the middle to Morgan Alexander, who gets 3 on first down, brings up 2nd and 7, and the Hurricanes elect to keep it on the ground here on the first play. Cartersville elects to go no huddle here in the third quarter. And now they're going to come out, trips to the right side of the formation. Trips to the right, 1 to the left. They drop back to pass. Tate has time, now rolls out. In trouble, fires it down the middle of the field, has a receiver, and it's caught by Justin Cooper, who makes a couple miss, gets to the corner, and Cooper has room to run. He's across the midfield stripe at the 30, the 20, one man to beat at the 10, and Cooper with an armed escort walks into the end zone for 6, and the Hurricanes have struck early here in this second half. And what an effort that was in the open field. Justin Cooper takes it that time.
Looking at the replay, Donovan Tate almost taken down in the backfield, gets it to Cooper, and like we were saying earlier, his yards after catch are always excellent. Gets a lot of lead blockers. Morgan Alexander running with him, and he is in the house.
So Morgan Alexander takes it in, 27-17 your score. The snap is down, the kick is up on the extra point, and it is good, and the Canes lead it 28-17 with 11:06 to go. It was a 68-yard touchdown strike from Donovan Tate to Justin Cooper, and the Hurricanes are in the end zone. They lead it 28-17. We'll take a quick break and come back. You're watching the Workhorse Productions High School Football Game of the Week. 11:06 to play here in the third quarter. 28-17 your score, and the Hurricanes strike early. And we talked about how important that possession was, and they wasted no time. The Canes went right after it. On the second play, they went right over the middle. Cartersville lines up for the kickoff here with the 11:06 mark, and the Canes kick just a little floater down to the 30-yard line, and it's fielded by Rutherford across the 35, stays on his feet out near the 40-yard line. So Zach Rutherford, the senior, gets it up to the 40, and St. Pius starts with pretty good field position. So Cartersville starts the second half a lot like they did the first half. And now St. Pius.
Cartersville went to that hurry-up offense, kind of caught them off guard. And as we've seen in the last few games and all year, that Cartersville is a big play team.
Well, St. Pius will bring it up to the line. Again, they're going to work out of that wing T set. Moon in the backfield. Take Cartersville long to get in the end zone. 59 seconds are gone here in the second half, and the Hurricanes lead at 28-17. The Lions will start from the 40. And they send it back in motion, and this time they pitch it off to him around the end, and the Canes are there on the corner. Great job that time. Making the play from the corner that time was Joel Newton as he comes in and just cleans house. And Newton, who's getting some playing time here in the later half of the season, comes in and just very physical football the Hurricanes are bringing here tonight, and that is exactly what you want to see. Newton just comes from the corner, and look at him, just on a direct line to the ball carrier, and just.
The ball carrier never seen him coming.
10:30 to play here in the third quarter, and the Lions will bring it up to the line. 2nd and 12 to call. Again, two big plays coming up here for both squads. Golden Lions with the football. Send it back in motion, and this time they run play action, drop back, looking to set up the screen, and the Canes are there to beat it. Great coverage. Elijah Martinez cuts off the screen, and then a three-man rush gets in, and Standard had nowhere to go. It brings up 3rd and long, and the Hurricanes, who you may have thought were losing a little momentum going into the locker room at halftime, have come out rejuvenated here and really playing good football.
Defense has been real solid throughout the game. Elijah Martinez runs up on the screen and hits number 27, actually knocks him down. So the quarterback really had nowhere to throw it.
9:41 to play here, third quarter, 28-17 your score, and the Lions will bring it up to the line. They're going to run with a wing T set. They send it back in motion. And this time they'll drop back to pass. Standard has some time. Now under the pressure, comes up and gets away from a couple would-be tacklers, and the Canes wrestle him down just shy of the 40-yard line at about the 38. That was a gain of maybe 6 or 7 on the play, but it's going to bring up 4th down, and the Hurricane punt return team will head onto the field.
Looking at the replay, drops back. Good coverage by the Canes. I think he was finally taken down by V.J. Canny.
And Canny came from the backside to get him. Nice job defensively by the Canes, and a great set defensively by Cartersville. And again, making a statement here in the third quarter. And now they lead it by 11. Back deep to receive is Morgan Alexander. Snap is back. And get underneath it. It is a high floating kick, and that one is not going to be returnable, and it's going to take a monster roll inside the 20 down to the 15-yard line. And a great kick there by my man Joey Gargiulo, who has got a monster leg. We've been calling his name all night. 8:38 to go here in the third, and Cartersville will take over at the 15-yard line.
Scott, Cartersville playing real solid on both sides of the ball. If they put together an excellent drive right here, it's going to be hard for St. Pius to do anything.
Donovan Tate comes from the sidelines with the call, and the Hurricanes will break the huddle and bring it up to the line. People have said Region 6 AAA was down, and I think it was down a little bit this year, but I think one of the things that you never lose in 6 AAA is the physicality. And the Canes have played with it tonight. They throw one in the open flat that time to Cooper, who gets it up near the 30-yard line. He'll be brought down just shy at about the 28. That's a pickup of 13 on first down, and the Hurricanes will move the sticks. Donovan Tate having a monster game. 4 of 8 passing for 142 yards and a touchdown. And 2 touchdowns. Twins to the left. They'll bring a fullback in this time out of the shotgun, and this time Tate keeps it on the quarterback draw, and he gets across the 30 down to about the 32-yard line, a gain of 3 on first down. Brings up 2nd and 7. But that clock will continue to run, and Cartersville wants to take as much time off this clock as possible with an 11-point lead.
They really haven't done a lot of clock management. They've been making big plays, but that is something that they should do during the second half, especially with a lead.
Stevens County in a world of trouble right now, trailing Flowery Branch 35-7. Hurricanes with the football. They'll run out of that offset eye, and this time they hand off to Morgan Alexander, and he's going to get caught in the backfield, but breaks loose, catches a block outside, and Alexander across the 35, the 40, and very near a Hurricane first down. There is an injured Hurricane on the field. We'll see who the...
Looks like Jarvis McAfee.
Cartersville can ill afford to lose anybody right now. Jamie Jackson on the bench, and he's questionable here for the second half. I don't see him dressed out. Everybody's going to take a knee while they work on the injured player. We'll take a quick break and come back. You're watching the Workhorse Productions High School Football Game of the Week. We'll be right back after this. And welcome back. 7:10 to go here in the third quarter. Cartersville leading it 28-17 here at St. Pius. This is the first Golden Lion home playoff game in 40 years, and that is amazing to me. But if you look back, the last couple of years, they've played in a very tough Quad A region when they were playing with Tucker and Marist, and so I guess they were almost playing for third place every single year behind those two schools. Hurricanes with the football. They'll go 3 wide this time as Tate goes under center, and this time he hands off right up the middle to Tyler Blackwell, who pushes his way near the 45-yard line, a gain of 4 on first down, sets up 2nd and 6. And the Canes very comfortable just keeping it on the ground and rolling right along here offensively.
Coach Barden giving Blackwell a chance right there. We've got several people that's touched the ball today.
6:37 to play here, third quarter. 28-17 your score, and the Hurricanes will come out of the shotgun. 3 wide receivers, 1 in the backfield. Tight end Richard Spooner in on the right side of the formation to the short side of the field. And again, Cartersville taking their time, and now Tate doesn't like the setup, and he'll call for a timeout. So Cartersville will burn another one. We'll take a quick break. 6:20 to play here, third quarter. Cartersville leading it 28-17. We'll be right back after this. 6:20 to play here, third quarter. The Canes will bring it up to the line. They come back after the timeout. And Richard Spooner jumps off sides on the right side of the line. And again, that'll back him up 5. So that's kind of inexcusable right there. You come after the timeout, you're supposed to get something going, and you might as well just take in the delay of game penalty before the timeout if you're going to go ahead and do that. 2nd and 11 to call, and now you don't want to implode here. You got the Lions on the ropes. You want to come away with something. 2nd and 11 to call. 6:20 to play here in the third. Tate drops back under some pressure. Now throws it over the top. Has a receiver in Blackwell, and it's incomplete. Just off the mark that time, and Tyler Blackwell had room to run. That ball overthrown a little bit, and Tate took one in the gut.
Yeah, Donovan Tate took a pretty big shot right there. Wasn't able to really see the receiver. He just knew he was supposed to be there. He looks like he's okay.
3rd and 11 to call. That's one of those. You get hit in the chest like that, and your lungs just close, and I think that may have been what happened right there. He seems to be all right now. 3rd and 11, a big play coming up here for the Cartersville offense. Out of the shotgun goes Tate under some pressure now. Drops back, throws it over the top, has a receiver, and that ball is going to be thrown deep into Lion territory. Should have been a block in the back called on the return, and he'll be dropped at the 28-yard line. Big play by Charles Chisholm to knock down Matt Pierce, and quite honestly, that play very much like a punt. So even though it was on third down, an interception by Tate, but that ball thrown so far and so deep that Pierce gets it at the 10. So you should have had a block in the back there at the 10-yard line on the return. But
yeah, you're right. That's just as good as a punt.
So St. Pius takes over with good, decent field position. They'll work from their own 28-yard line with just inside 6 minutes to play here in the third quarter, and they'll work out of that wing T set. And this time they run the counter underneath, and a huge stop defensively. And Cartersville has been swallowing up the misdirection tonight. They've done a great job. This is probably the best they've played against misdirection plays right there. And Christian Washington, the ball carrier, tastes the turf here at Maloof Stadium. And, boy, he gets hit right in the backfield and pushes his way for a couple. But
that was an excellent tackle by Blackwell.
2nd and 10 the call. And, a play like that almost knocks a minute off the clock. And you got to keep the clock in mind throughout this game. 5:59, they took over on that one, and they're going to snap their second play here at 5:20. So 40 seconds off the clock off that one play. Under center, and this time they hand off around the left end looking for the corner. And again, penalty flag's going to come out. And I think we're going to have holding in the backfield, and that's going to be costly if it is, because the flag was thrown at the 26-yard line, 3 yards deep in the backfield, and that's going to negate a nice run if it is holding. And it is. So that's going to bring 10 from the spot of the foul, and that's huge because instead of being 3rd and about 2, it's going to be 2nd and about 22.
That just shows that Cartersville is playing good defense when the offensive line or a running back has to make a hold.
Well, that was holding on it. It was the corner came up. It was Blackwell was in the backfield coming up off of a safety blitz or a corner blitz and got in there, and they had to hold him to keep him from coming in and making the play. Actually, he was probably away from the play. Probably didn't make a whole lot of difference, but still a huge penalty. That was colossal because now, as I said, instead of 3rd and short, it's 2nd and 25 now for the Golden Lions. So the Lions will bring it up to the line. They'll run a wing T set. Wide receiver to the left side of the formation. They send it back in motion, and this time Standard drops back to pass, sets up the screen, throws it over the middle, and it's going to be well short of the first down up to the 23-yard line, and that will bring up 3rd and long, but he gets some of it back here on the play that time to Jordan Longoria.
A lot of misdirection, but a good throw by Standard.
So it'll be 3rd and about 16 here for the Golden Lions. They will be just shy of the 24-yard line. 3rd and 15 to call. Wing T set, 4:04 to play here, third quarter. They send it back in motion, and this time they drop back. Standard rolls out, has some time now, looks downfield, throws it, and that ball well overthrown, and it'll bring up 4th down, and the clock will stop inside 4 minutes to play here in the third quarter, and that is a big stop for Cartersville. And now, for the first time tonight, St. Pius is going to punt from deep in their own territory, and this is going to be, Cartersville should get relatively good field position depending on where the punt goes, but again, can never say that because you've got the tough leg of Joey Gargiulo. So Gargiulo back on the 10-yard line. Gets the snap and gets his foot underneath it, and it is a high floating kick. It'll take a bounce, and it'll go out of bounds at the 37-yard line, and that's where Cartersville will take over 1st and 10. Big possession here for Cartersville. They can almost throw somewhat of a knockout punch here. I wouldn't call it a knockout punch, but a huge uppercut if they could get in the end zone on this possession right here. 3:44 to go here in the third quarter, and the Hurricanes will bring it up to the line. They'll work from the 37, the near hash mark here on the short side of the field. Cartersville, if you have noticed, is on the home side. St. Pius, the only team I've ever seen go to the opposite side of the field in their own home stadium. But they say they like it over there, no distractions on that side of the field, and that's where the Golden Lions like to play from. Hurricanes out of the eye, and this time they hand off to Morgan Alexander, who's hit and dropped for a loss of 2 on the play, and we got a penalty flag down at the 41-yard line. Actually going to move it back to the 40. Going to be holding against the Canes. That'll back them up 10. It's from the spot of the foul. So they don't take it from the end of the run. So if you decline it, it's only a 5-yard penalty, and I think they're going to decline it and bring up 2nd and long. Because if not, it would be 1st and 15. So they're going to go ahead and decline it and take the down.
They already had a loss on the play.
Yeah, it would only be a 3-yard difference. It would be 1st and 15, and now it's 2nd and 12. So a good decision there by the Golden Lions. Out of the shotgun goes Tate. He drops back, throws to the backside, has Justin Cooper, who's going to split a couple would-be defenders, steps inside and stays on his feet up to the 45-yard line. And that is a pickup of 10, and it sets up 3rd and 2 for the Canes. And the clock continues to run as we near the 3-minute mark here in the 3rd quarter. And again, now Coach Barden with a 2-possession lead in this game really has to start thinking about the clock now and how to manage that clock. You also want to stay aggressive the entire time, but you have to keep that clock in mind. 3 wide receivers, tight end to the right side of the formation. Again, now we're inside 3 minutes to play here in the 3rd. Tate drops back to pass, has time, throws to the flat, has a receiver, and wide open in the flat that time is Charles Chisholm down to the Golden Lion 39-yard line, and the Hurricanes will move the sticks. A 16-yard pitch and catch that time from Donovan Tate to Charles Chisholm, and the Hurricanes will move the sticks. 2:39 to play here in the 3rd quarter, and the clock stops momentarily while they reset the chains.
On that play, Chisholm looked wide open.
Gainesville has opened up a 28-14 lead on Oconee County. And Donovan Tate will come out of the shotgun, 1 back in the backfield, and this time he keeps it himself on the quarterback draw. He's across the 30, stays on his feet to the 25, and down to the 23-yard line, and the Hurricanes will move the sticks again. A pickup of 16 for Donovan Tate on that carry. And the clock stops while they reset the chains. Donovan Tate now 5 carries for 86 yards tonight. And a nice job offensively by the purple and gold. Cartersville brings it up to the line. They're going to go 3 wide receivers, 2 to the right, 1 to the left. Tate under center this time, and now he hands off on a draw to Tyler Blackwell, who pushes his way near the 15-yard line. And we haven't seen Tyler Blackwell run the ball since the first couple games of the season, but with Jamie Jackson out, he's been called on here to play tailback. And they said coming out of the summer, a lot of the coaching staff was telling me how dangerous he was as a tailback, but has been a full-time starter on special teams and on the defensive side of the football, and now gets a big carry right here. 1.5 minutes to play here in the 3rd, and the Hurricanes are trying to throw a huge uppercut right now. Canes with the football, 3 wides again, 1 in the backfield, and this time Tate drops back to pass, has some time, throws underneath, and that time catches a nice ball inside. That was VJ Canny, I believe, to Charles Chisholm rather on the carry. Chisholm doing a nice job of hiding himself behind looked like a number 3 out there. I was wondering, I've never seen that before. So Chisholm split wide to the left side of the formation this time. Donovan will come out of the shotgun. We're inside 1 minute to play here in the 3rd. Tate with the football, pitches it out on the wing, looking for Blackwell, who turns it up at the 5, stays on his feet down to about the 3-yard line and loses his bonnet. And Tyler Blackwell loses the helmet, but he's fine, and we'll get up. 42 seconds to play here, 3rd quarter. Again, if you're just joining us, this game has been dominated by Cartersville, and I am very impressed by the way they have come out tonight here on the road.
Cartersville playing very balanced on both sides of the football, made a lot of stops on defense. We've seen a lot of good things on both sides of the ball.
In 13 years at the helm of the Hurricanes, Frank Barden has never lost a first-round playoff game. And he doesn't want tonight to be that either, and he has controlled the game so far. 9 seconds to play here in the third. They give it to Morgan Alexander, and he skates into the end zone for 6. And the Hurricanes have silenced the crowd here at George Maloof Stadium with a 3-yard touchdown run, and they now lead it 34-17. They have doubled up the Golden Lions here on their home field, and they are making a statement not only tonight here, but they're telling the rest of the state that they are ready for playoff football. And you can see Coach Barden, who had kind of a gleam in his eye this week when we shot the Frank Barden show. Snap is down, the kick is up, and it is blocked. Canes need to get on that football because that, actually you can't, I guess you can't return that in, about to say, you can take that back for 2 in college. I guess you can't in high school. So with 4 seconds remaining here in the third quarter, the Hurricanes grab a 34-17 lead, and we have got ourselves a ball game here at George Maloof Stadium. A great block that time. Laying out for it was Brian Gee, and we will take a quick break and come back with the remaining couple seconds here of quarter number 3. You're watching the Workhorse Productions High School Football Game of the Week. Welcome back. 4 seconds to play here in the third quarter, and the purple and gold are going to kick off again for the 6th time tonight. They send this one end over end, and it is fair caught that time by Zach Rutherford. And St. Pius will take over with 4 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. So they'll get one play off probably before the end of the third. And then we are looking forward to an exciting fourth quarter. And again, these Lions don't quit. They, when I was over here on my site evaluation, one of the things they were saying was how well conditioned they are. But again, they are used to speed, they're used to size, they've seen it all. They played in a pretty good region, and there you see a great run right up the middle that time by Cole Moon, who just really shows what he can do, and he is a dominating factor in this, or can be in this game, as he takes it out to the 48 of Cartersville. That's a pickup of 12, and they will move the chains, and that will, of course, do it for the third quarter of play. We will take a break, come back with quarter number 4. You're watching the Workhorse Productions High School Football Game of the Week. And welcome back. 34-17 your score. St. Pius with the football. They'll bring it up to the line. They'll work from the 48, and this time they hand off around the right end, looking for the corner and stepping inside. And with one man to beat, going toward the end zone, and a huge run, a 48-yard strike that time by Brendan Jones, and he shows his speed. And just like that, when you think Cartersville has grabbed full command of this one, the Golden Lions don't quit.
Looking at the replay, he was able, like we said, they've been stopping him all day on the outside, but he finally got to the outside, and he was able to outrun everybody.
So Brendan Jones takes it 48 yards for the touchdown, and that makes it 34-23. We will await the extra point. The snap is down, the kick is up and on the way, and it is good. It makes it 34-24. 11:50 to play in this one. We'll take a quick break and be right back. You're watching the Workhorse Productions High School Football Game of the Week.
Nobody plans for a car accident, but if the unthinkable.
And welcome back. 11:50 to play here in the fourth quarter. Well, Cartersville scores with just a few seconds left in the third, and well, it didn't take St. Pius long to answer, and that's kind of scary because Cartersville wanted to at least let some clock run before the Golden Lions scored.
Yeah, they only let 10 seconds run off on that 48-yard run. Cartersville really going to have to put together a nice drive, maybe take some time off the clock.
Joey Gargiulo now puts it down on the 40, and the Hurricanes will get set for the return. Again, they're going to try for some type of onside kick, and that ball down to the, I believe it's out of bounds, and that'll be a penalty. And if there is a way to poorly defend a onside kick, that was it right there. And
that was a good kick. Yeah,
that was an unbelievable kick, and Cartersville completely not ready for that. In fact, for the rest of this game, if I was the Hurricanes, I would put the hands team up, because even if you're not going to see onside kicks, you're going to see little junk kicks.
You got to play safe football. Gargiulo's putting the ball all over the place, right?
St. Pius should have come away with that football. They had about 4 blue jerseys right there and the sideline, and that was it. Had that been anywhere else on the field, that would have been a huge momentum switch right there. So Cartersville takes over at their own 48-yard line, and that was big there as Morgan Alexander is going to be hit and dropped in the backfield, and the clock will continue to run. And Cartersville now, and you just feel like, even though Cartersville's up 10, you just feel like the pressure is there still. I mean, this Golden Lion team can strike, they can strike quickly, and they a very, very good football team.
It's never over till it's over, and you can see that St. Pius can make big plays. They haven't done a lot of that today, but you've seen it on their last drive.
Out of the shotgun goes Donovan Tate, and now a penalty flag. There must have been some movement on the line, and that'll back the Canes up a couple. False start against the Canes. That'll back them up 5.
It's not a good time to be making mistakes. At least they're early in the, and they've got the their own second down instead of third down right there. So they got a chance to put it together.
So the Hurricanes with the football will bring it up to the line. They'll run with one back in the backfield. Donovan Tate comes out of the shotgun, goes 3 wide, throws it over the middle, has a receiver there in Cooper, and Cooper stays on his feet up to the midfield stripe, and that will get back a lot of the penalty and the bad play on first down, and then it'll make it 3rd and about 8 now for the Canes, and a huge play coming up. That does keep it in the middle of the field, and that's big because that clock does continue to run. And the clock right now is the Hurricanes' friend, but it can quickly become their enemy in a game like this. Justin Cooper cramping up a little bit, and he's got to come off the sideline. Gingerly walking it off right there. Cooper trying to stretch it out a little bit. And now they go 3 wide again. Tate out of the shotgun, drops back, and now he'll run a quarterback draw up the middle. Hurdles a couple would-be tacklers and gets very near the first down. They're going to mark him down about a yard short, though. It looks like he got to the 43, and he needed the 42 for the first down. He landed at the marker, but they're going to say he was down a tad bit earlier, and now Colin Barber comes in for the second time tonight. Now, the last time Barber came in, it was a disaster. He got a bad snap and was tackled deep in his own territory, and there you see Donovan just taking control of it right there and moves in. So the Hurricanes, I believe, won the first quarter. Second quarter, you got to hand that one to St. Pius. Canes obviously won the third quarter, and now it's going to be a big battle here in the fourth quarter. Cartersville can kind of play even. They'll walk away with a victory. They give an inch here, it could get dangerous, and now we've got a whistle on the field. Delay a game against the Canes. So 9:29, the clock will stop. The key here for Cartersville, they need a good punt right here. They can't have any mistakes on the punt team. And they can't allow a big return either. Barber's got a lot of real estate here. He needs to kick it to the far corner. He needs to really get a hold of one and kick it deep to the corner. And now we're going to have a timeout call by the Canes on a punt with 9:29 to go here in the fourth quarter. We'll take a quick break and come back. You're watching the Workhorse Productions High School Football Game of the Week. We'll be right back after this. And welcome back. 9:29 to go here in the fourth quarter. Colin Barber will now come in to attempt the kick, the punt rather. This is a let it play kind of officiating staff, which is probably good for Cartersville. So Barber now in the game. Gets the snap and just gets that one off, and he drills it. That is a high floating kick, and that will go into the end zone. And boy, he took a shot at that one, and he drilled it deep. And almost a little too far that time for the Canes, but he got a hold of that one and just lit it up. And That's good for Cartersville. Puts St. Pius back at their own 20 and gives them a whole bunch of real estate.
Yeah, Barber looking right there to put them inside at least the 10, but it bounced into the end zone. But that's still good. Still good. Not good field position for them, but Cartersville's got a chance to make a good defensive stand.
So St. Pius with the football will come out of that wing T set, and this time they hand off right up the middle. Moon carries the football that time and goes right across the middle for a couple. And, I mean, good first play there. Gets about 3 or 4 yards on first down. And we'll be inside 9 minutes to play. This time, drops back to pass, throws it over the top, has a receiver, that ball in the air, and it's going to be incomplete. Great job defensively by the purple and gold. And coming on to make the play here that time was Joel Newton, and I cannot tell you how good a game this kid has played tonight. He has been on all sides of the football, and he has been called upon for some time that he probably wouldn't normally get, and he has delivered tonight. He has come up with plays all over the field, and he has a great play right there to get that right hand up in the face that time. .8:42 to play here in the contest. 34-24 your score. It's 3rd and long, and this time they hand off to Moon up the middle, who is going to push his way for the first down and more, and he gets in across the 35 out to about the 38-yard line, and the clock will stop while they reset the chains.
Looking at the replay, Moon breaks up the middle. A lot of missed tackles by Cartersville. They're really going to have to step it up in the fourth quarter.
So St. Pius will bring it up to the line. 8:22 to go here in the game. And the Golden Lions bring it up to the line of scrimmage, and this time they hand off around the left end looking for the corner, and a great tackle that time by Cooper as he shuts down the speedster Brendan Jones. And again, Jones trying to get outside, and he had one man to beat right there before he had a whole lot of real estate in front of him. And Justin Cooper once again came up big. And I can't tell you, the play of the cornerbacks tonight has been the key to Cartersville defensively. They've pinched from the corners all night long. They've done a great job of containing the speed of St. Pius, and they did it again right there.
I think containing was the word of the week for Cartersville. They've done an excellent job, whether it be the defensive backs or the ends. You have to contain, especially when you're playing against a team that runs the option.
2nd and 7 to call here. 7:49 to go here in the contest, and the clock stops now. It will run again. And St. Pius with the football. It'll be 2nd and about 7 here as PG Standard looks to his dad on the side of on the sideline, and now brings him up to the line. And this time, he'll keep it himself. Actually, they go up the middle that time to the fullback, Moon, who gets hit right at the line of scrimmage. Did a nice job of faking me out as well that time. And that brings up 3rd and about 6 here for the Lions. Got maybe a yard on the play, and the clock does continue to move. North Hall leads Hart County now 10-9. Flowery Branch leads Stevens County. Buford will, of course, be advancing. Gainesville and Coney County now a 35-21 game in the 3rd quarter. This time Standard drops back, play action, under some pressure now, and here come the Canes after him, and they're going to bring him down back at the 35-yard line, and that is huge. That brings up 4th down, and I believe the Hurricanes are going to get the football. And now things get dangerous. You've got to start to look now at a possible fake punt. Maybe even they go for it here on 4th down, because it is a 2-possession game, and if they give it back to the Cartersville offense, they're in a little bit of trouble right here. And time not on the side of the Golden Lions with that play, and they're not even going to bring the punt team in. They're going to leave the offense on the field. They come back with a split backfield this time. They come out of the veer again with a shotgun set. And this time, Standard drops back to pass, has some time, looks over the top, throws it over the middle, has it deflected and intercepted, and here come the Canes back the other way. With the football and the interception there is Cooper, and he's going to be horse-collared back at the 28-yard line. And I don't know if a horse collar is a personal foul in high school, but it should be. Because if it is in college, it should be in high school. Usually they adopt the rules. Maybe they'll be a year late on that one. I just don't know. That's a new rule in college football now. You can't horse tackle, but that's not the call anyway. It's up at the 48-yard line.
Looking at that replay, Blackwell got in there to deflect it.
Could be pass interference. If it is, that's huge. Or it could be a block in the back. We'll see what the call is. Going to be defensive holding against the Canes. That's going to negate the interception.
He threw that flag pretty late.
Well, was it a hold on the return or? Nope, they're bringing the offense on the field. So
yeah, it had to be on the return.
It was on them. So that is huge. That is a huge change of events because I was thinking it might be defensive holding. That was a hold after the run back. So it'll be Cartersville ball. So that one not that costly for the Canes, just a couple yards, about 10 yards. Actually more than that because you got to take away the run back. But with 6 minutes to go here in the game, Cartersville has the football and a 2-possession lead, and things could not be any finer for Cartersville right now. The key here is to keep possession of the ball and keep yardage moving and keep moving those chains. Cartersville with the football, and Donovan Tate's just going to keep it himself right up the middle, and he's going to go for 3 or 4, and you couldn't ask for a better play than that right now because Cartersville can start knocking minutes or seconds off that clock. And inside 6 to play here in the contest, Cartersville would like to punch their ticket back to the second round of the state playoffs. A place they have not been since the 2006 season. Again, we came into this broadcast saying that no Frank Barden team has ever lost in the opening round of the state playoffs. First playoff team in 1998 beat Harper Archer, and that was the first time he advanced to the state playoffs as a head coach. Hurricanes eventually lost to Pepperell, and a timeout call by Cartersville with 5:21 to go here in the contest, and we will take a break, and we'll tell you more about Cartersville playoff history right after this. And welcome back. 5:21 to go here in the contest, and the purple and gold will bring it up to the line. Donovan Tate under center. He drops back to pass. Throws it in the flat, and that ball incomplete, and that's not what the Canes wanted because it stops the clock, and you really want to keep it on the ground right now as much as possible or keep it in the hands of playmakers that are going to keep this game going. You want that clock to move, so 5:18 to go. In fact, Cartersville, we said that Cartersville never lost the first round. They never had a close call in the first round either. They basically blown everybody out dating back to the 98 season. 99, they blew out Grady in the first round of the state playoffs. They won big in 2000, entering the playoffs as the state's #1 team and a #1 seed. Out of the shotgun goes Donovan Tate, and we're going to have movement on the line. That'll back him up 5. It brings up 3rd and about 13 now for the Canes. In 2000, 2001, the Canes were victorious in that first round. In 2002, the Canes didn't make the playoffs. In 2003, they returned to the playoffs when they had a real surprise year. And then in 2004, of course, that was the year they went to the Georgia Dome. And then since 2004, Cartersville has not gotten out of the second round. So that's been their Achilles heel. It's been that second round. It seems like when they get out of that second round, most of the time they make it to the Dome. Out of the shotgun goes Donovan Tate. He drops back to pass. Now he'll keep it on the quarterback keeper. He gets outside. He's looking for a block, and Blackwell comes in to help him out, but a little bit too late. But Tate stays on his feet and moves across the midfield stripe.
He got the first down.
I believe he's got the first down. And I think Donovan Tate willed that possession right there, and that may just about be your ball game right here because he has pushed those sticks again, and that will give Cartersville at least 2 or 3 more minutes off the clock, and that puts an incredible amount of pressure on the St. Pius offense. And look at this, just about every Golden Lion gets their hands on Donovan Tate, and he just makes things happen in the open field, and that is why Pete Carroll and the Trojans of Southern Cal have offered him a full ride.
Excellent effort by Tate.
Not to mention a bunch of other schools. But when you're offered by Southern Cal, you're not just something special in the Southeast, you're something special in the country. 5:03 to play here in the contest. Tate will keep it again, and he's just going to push his way forward. And, that is just as good as any other play because it keeps that clock moving. And now the Hurricanes can wait another 30 seconds to snap that ball, and they haven't spotted it yet. And so that game clock still has not run, and Cartersville can just keep winding that play down. And now the 30-second clock starts, and they can just take their time coming up to the line, and they can get that clock almost down to 4 minutes and 10 seconds with a 10-point lead. Donovan Tate, 9 carries, 110 yards on the night. And things just moving for the purple and gold. 4:20 to play here in the contest, and this time Tate hands off to Morgan Alexander, who tries to get to the corner, but more importantly stays in bounds, and that's again a big part of it right here. And now a big third down coming up, but see, Cartersville really back at the 5-minute mark got the advantage of killing another minute and a half, 2 minutes, maybe even 3 minutes on the clock here, because they just spotted that ball, and now they're going to go ahead and run the game clock or the play clock. And so Cartersville has some time right now to kill, and they're going to kill every bit of it that they can right now. Because remember, St. Pius still has 3 timeouts remaining, a lot of time, but they've still got to score twice to make this to make a dent in this. 3.5 minutes to go. Cartersville makes a late substitution. They're gonna have a delay of game call. That'll back them up 5. Cartersville with no timeouts remaining can't call timeout. If a player is hurt, you have to be on the ground. For the referee to call an official time. So the Canes will bring it up to the line. 3rd and 17 the call. So Donovan Tate will take his time. The clock has stopped, though, after the delay of game penalty. And this time, they'll hand it off right up the middle to Tyler Blackwell. The ball's on the ground, and Donovan Tate will fight for it, but I don't think he's got it, and the Golden Lions do, and that was a colossal turnover right there, because that just opens up the door again for St. Pius with 3:17 to go here in the contest. Well, the one thing Cartersville had to do was just hang on to the football, and it just gets scooped away that time from Tyler Blackwell, and Donovan Tate fighting for it, but a nice job of fighting for the possession that time by the Golden Lions. I think that was Michael West in on the possession, and now St. Pius, with excellent field position, has some room to run here. Cartersville was successfully eating some clock on that drive. They got that ball at the 11:50 mark and gave it back over 8 minutes later, and that is huge. So St. Pius with the football will take over on the Cartersville 44, and they throw it to the flat, and that ball is complete. And he's going to be knocked out of bounds at the 36, and that stops the clock with 3:11 to go.
Standard did an excellent job of getting the ball out to the sideline where he could get out of bounds. They need all the time they can get.
2nd and 3 the call. And again, this is big here because St. Pius, again, has quite a kicking game and was very successful on their last onside kick try. 2nd and 3 the call. They will come out of the shotgun. PG Standard with 2 backs in the backfield, takes it out of the shotgun, drops back to pass, has some time. Now under some pressure, looks deep, throws it over the top, has a receiver, and that ball incomplete. And that will bring up 3rd and 3. Matt Pierce, the intended receiver that time. With 3:04 to play, Gainesville has now opened up a 42-21 lead on Oconee County, so Gainesville will be pushing their way into the 2nd round of the state playoffs and will be hosting the winner of this game. St. Pius will bring it up to the line. PG Standard comes up to the line of scrimmage. Drops back, and now they hand off up the middle to Moon, who gets his way down inside the 25 to the 24-yard line, and the clock will stop momentarily while they reset the chains. 2:58 to play here in the contest. Remember, St. Pius still with 3 timeouts remaining has a lot of momentum right here. Cartersville really needs a stop defensively. The Lions will bring it up to the line of scrimmage. That missed extra point big for the Canes because it makes it a 10-point game and not an 11-point game. They drop back to pass. Under some pressure, throw to the flat, and that time it's caught but stays in bounds that time. The receiver, Brendan Jones.
Cooper did an excellent job of keeping him inbounds.
And we've got a timeout call by the Golden Lions with 2:30 to play. That is their first timeout here in the second half. They have 2 remaining, and we'll take a quick break and come back. You're watching the Workhorse Productions High School Football Game of the Week. And welcome back. 2:30 to play here in the game. The Lions will bring it up to the line of scrimmage out of a wing tee set. And this time Standard drops back to pass, has some time, looks over the field, has a receiver, and it's caught up at the 8-yard line. Looked like it skipped off the ground from our angle. See if we can take a look at that one. Take a look at it here. Standard rolling out. Nice job if it, well, either way it's going to be a reception. Yeah, he caught it. He got his hands right under it. Great call by the officials that time. But the clock is starting up again at 2:15 to go here in the game. Again, the Golden Lions with 2 timeouts remaining, and they drop back on first down. They hand off to Moon up the middle, who is hit and dropped short of the goal line. And that'll bring him down to 2 minutes to go here in the game. So 1:53 to go here in the contest. And the Golden Lions will bring it up to the line here. They really can't call timeout right here because if they don't get the onside kick, the game would be over. If they only have 1 timeout, they have 2, they've got a chance, and they don't get in right there. And that is big because now the Golden Lions have to rush up to the line of scrimmage or use that final timeout. 1.5 minutes to play here in this contest. 34-24, and now they're going to burn that second timeout, and that's big. That was a big stop for Cartersville on second down, and that makes it 3rd and inches from the goal line, and that is big, getting rid of that timeout. 1:33 to play. We'll take a quick break and come back. You're watching the Workhorse Productions High School Football Game of the Week. 1:33 to play here in the contest. 34-24 your score. The Golden Lions will bring it up to the line of scrimmage. They're resetting it to 139. I'm saying the Lions got the timeout in a little bit before.
There's 1 minute and 39 seconds left in the game. It's 3rd down and 1 foot to go for the Golden Lions.
So the Lions will bring it up to the line of scrimmage. 1:39 to play in this game. They will line up in that full house backfield. They give it to Moon over the top, and he is in for 6. And St. Pius has pulled within 8. It is now within 4 rather, not 8, I don't know who I'm thinking of. 34-30 rather, pulled within 4, and that means now they will wait on the extra point. Snap is down, the kick is up and on the way, and it is good. And that will make it 34-31 with 1:36 to play, and we will await an onside kick. We'll be right back after this. You're watching the Workhorse Productions High School Football Game of the Week. 1:36 to go here in the game. Cartersville will bring their hands team onto the field, and St. Pius will try an onside kick. And this will be your ball game. Now, normally, you wouldn't be as concerned, but the kicker here, Joey Gargiulo, is one of the best I have seen and seems to be able to put this thing anywhere he wants, and he kicks this one down over, and that ball is going to go out of bounds. Did it go out of bounds? Is it St. Pius's football? They said they've got it, and no flag, it is St. Pius football. They've got it on the onside kick, and just like that, the Golden Lions are back in this one with 1:36 to play, and the Cartersville defense is going to have to rally.
Excellent kick by Gargiulo. It's amazing that they stayed in bounds.
So the Lions will bring it up to the line of scrimmage. 1 timeout remaining. And again, all they need to do is get into field goal range to send this one into overtime. But the Golden Lions may go for the win. So Joey Gargiulo could be the player of this game with that kick right there. Golden Lions with a football. This time they drop back. Standard in trouble, now throws it deep, has a receiver down the sidelines, and that one incomplete. Right in and out of the hands that time of Matt Pierce, and it brings up 2nd and 10.
Excellent throw by Standard. In and out of the hands of Pierce. Looking at the replay, he steps up, makes an excellent throw, tight spiral. Just out of reach.
So Pierce couldn't hang on to that one, and now the Golden Lions will bring it up to the line of scrimmage. Twins to the right side of the formation. Wing to the right side as well. Standard on that far hash mark, and this time he drops back. They run a draw up the middle to Moon, and he's going to be hit after a short gain. He'll get down to about the 38-yard line, and that brings up 3rd and about 5 here for the Golden Lions. And they think will burn their final timeout. And they will. So St. Pius with no timeouts remaining. Cartersville with none as well. And we will take a quick one and come back. Hold your seats, ladies and gentlemen. We are in for a good one. 1:21 to play. 34-21 your score. Or 31-31, 34-31 your score. We'll be right back after this. 1:21 to go here in the game. 34-31 your score. It'll be 3rd and a long 5 here for the Lions.
Scott, this has got to be a huge stop for Cartersville.
3 wide receivers this time for the Lions. They drop back to pass. They throw it to the flat. They've got a receiver, and he's caught it up, and he'll be brought back. And they're going to stop the clock as he goes out of bounds. They're going to spot that ball, and that may be short of the first down. We'll see. See where the spot is, and that is just a monster catch right there. That ball should be spotted right there at the, it looks like the 42-yard line.
Yeah, that should have been.
I think that's enough for the first down. They're going to have a measurement, though, and we'll see. It's going to be 4th down.
Good spot for Cartersville.
Excellent spot for the Canes. That's going to be 4th and 1. $1:13 to go here in the game. This is it right here. St. Pius doesn't get it over there. The ball game is over. Standard lines up, and this time hands off to Moon, who's going to get the first down. And the clock will stop momentarily while they reset the downs. But as soon as they get it up to the line of scrimmage, as soon as they get those downs set, that clock will start. And St. Pius may just kill the clock right here with 1:04 to play here in the game. Neither team with a timeout remaining, so St. Pius is going to have to play the sideline here, and that could be Cartersville's friend down the stretch. 2nd and 10 the call. Normally you wouldn't say a high school team's in field goal range, but with the leg of Joey Gargiulo, they're definitely in field goal range. You already saw him kick a 45-yarder tonight.
The biggest thing for St. Pius here is to hold on to the football. Because like you said, Gargiulo can probably kick it from anywhere where they're at right now.
One minute to go, and this time, Standard rolls out under some pressure, throws it, and that ball is incomplete. And that will bring up 3rd and 10.
Good decision by Standard to keep it on the outside, keeping it away from the Cartersville defenders.
Ball to the 30-yard line, 31-yard line.
St. Pius with the football. 3rd and 10 the call. They will bring it up to the line, out of the eye. Standard will go under center, and this time Keeps it himself. Now they pitch it outside, and he's got some room, but
Fumble.
cannot get out of bounds. The ball's on the ground, but they're going to mark that ball in bounds. He did not get enough for the first down. Now they did get enough for the first down, so they will get. It depends where they spot it.
Looking at the replay, he comes down, gets the pitch outside.
Great play there by Tyler Blackwell. If he doesn't make the play,
that is very close to being a
that
fumble.
is fourth down, and now they're going to go ahead and run the clock. 45 seconds to go here in the game. 34-31 your score. Golden Lions with the football, and they will bring it up to the line. 34 seconds to play, and now they're going to come in for the field goal. Gargiulo will line up for what will be a 38-yard attempt from the right hash mark. They get set, the snap is down, the kick is up and on the way, and it is wide right, and the Hurricanes are going to the second round. What an effort right there defensively on the final stand, and the purple and gold are 14 seconds away from punching their ticket to the second round of the state playoffs, and what a victory for Coach Barton. He stays perfect in opening round games, and Cartersville is going to take over at the 20-yard line, and St. Pius cannot stop the clock, and that will do it. And a little extracurricular activity on the field, a little frustration from the Golden Lions, and they probably had another shot to go to get closer, get deeper, and a tough break right there for a kicker who has, I mean, honestly, that's probably the second best or third best kicker I've ever seen in a high school game.
That's a tough decision. You got fourth and inches. You can almost, they've been making the fourth down conversions all day long with Moon, and almost could have got a little closer. That was a tough decision to try to get that field goal in without getting a delay game, penalties like that, but excellent win for Cartersville.
What a victory. That is unbelievable. A final here at Maloof Stadium. The Hurricanes have walked into the city of Atlanta and walked away with a huge victory. They stay perfect on the season, and now they will travel to Gainesville, where they have not played the Red Elephants in 55 years. The last meeting, 1953, the Red Elephants have owned the Canes in a two-game series. They played them in 52 and 53. They won both of those games. They will get a rematch, but more importantly, one of Bartow County's own is the quarterback and leads the Red Elephants, and the Hurricanes have a date with Blake Sims next Friday night up in Gainesville as they will take on the Red Elephants. And what a victory, and what a victory for that man right there as he stays perfect in opening round games. He coached his tail off this week. He has brought this team together in the final 3 weeks. They have faced elimination in week 9, week 10, and now here in the first round of the playoffs, and they beat a very, very good football team tonight. A team that has been ranked all season long, a team that has won some big games, and it's unfortunate that a team had to lose in tonight's contest because this is a very, very good football team, and more importantly, a very, very good football program that will just build on the success they've had under Coach Standard, and you hate to see them go down.
Yeah, Cartersville played excellent on both sides of the football, defensively, offensively, and again, they're 6-0 on the road going into this game, and again, it's in Gainesville. So, again, a great win for Cartersville, Coach Barton, and excellent week of practice this week to get ready for Gainesville, and we can't wait to be there next week.
So there you have the final 34-31. The Hurricanes earn a shocker here on the road at St. Pius, and again, a great night for high school football, especially in the city of Cartersville. I'd like to thank the crew for tonight's game. Taking care of things back in the truck, as always, was Jason Woodside. On one camera was Matt Callahan. On the other was Dale Henderson. And, of course, Cody Reese up here with me in the booth. And we had a great night of football here. And there's your final 34-31 as the Hurricanes move to 8-3 on the season. And now they're going back to the second round of the state playoffs for the first time since 2006. And Coach Barton stays perfect in opening round games as they make it once again through that all-important first round, and now they head to Gainesville for round number 2. We'll see you again next Friday night.